I'm Dan Fitzpatrick at RealMoney.com. Every night we watch the same shows, Fast Money and Mad Money, and we want to use those ideas to grow our money. Well, good trading takes more than just writing down the tickers you see on TV every night and punching the buy button the next morning. I can help you know when to buy these 3 stocks I saw on TV.
Today, let's look at Waste Management, EOG Resources, and Dell Computer. Now, first up, we're looking at Waste Management. Cramer was talking to the CEO last night on Mad Money, and Cramer basically says, you know, the more crap we make, the more garbage you got to pick up. So that basically is a Waste Management story here. Look, weekly chart, you can see the stock is consolidating above the 40-week moving average. That's this right here. Things in a little bit of a flag pattern here. And we'll look at it on a daily chart in just a sec. But this is important because the stock had rallied up to the 40-week moving average and couldn't make it. Then it pulled back and then it blasted through. So we're actually in an uptrend. Now we'll look at the daily chart. You can see what I'm talking about here. A nice move through the 200-day moving average and a pull back to it. And now we're consolidating. And look, this is a volatility squeeze. I mean, volatility's pretty darn low here. Bollinger Bands, very, very narrow. So what do? I think you buy right now. Give it a loose stop. And you know this kind of stop for me is pretty loose down here. In other words, just a little bit below the 50-day moving average. Or put another way, buy lightly right now. Don't even really use a stop. Just assume that the stock's going to trade sideways, and I know what they say when you assume, but assume the stock's going to trade sideways or up. If the stock trades down a bit, you buy a little bit more, and the only time you really start to worry is if the wheels come off and the stock comes down to here. That's why I'm a little bit tentative about just saying, stick a stop right here and sell it all if it pulls back. But the bottom line is the stock just looks like it's poised to go higher, so that's really, you know what, the way I'm trading it. And EOG Resources, another Cramer fave. What are we going to do here? Last time we were up at this level in early 2011, the stock peaked. This time around, it's actually moving from a much deeper level. In other words, it's had to have a heck of a run just to get back to this point. That makes me a little leery of it. Let's see if I can feel better after I look at the daily chart. Not so much. And here's why. The stock's been running, just running along this upper Bollinger Band. But look at this major move here. This was from last Friday. Stock gapped up and then traded down. This was a bearish engulfing pattern. Not a good thing. You don't want to see that. But so far the stock's holding up. So here's what you do. Keep a stop below Friday's intraday low. That's 113.49 is the low. I'd keep a stop like about 113.40. If the stock falls below that level, then this bearish engulfing pattern means something, and you're probably going to get a chance to buy the stock below 110. Now, after hours last night, Dell announced earnings, and the market thought they pretty much stunk. Guy Adami thinks you got to be a buyer. He's looking to get the stock somewhere down in this level here. Technically, it's really the right place to go if you're a big fan of Dell. I love Michael Dell. Actually had a very brief email exchange with him about 6 years ago. Cool guy. Look, here's your resistance. There's your resistance again, banging down to support. Stock's moved up. Any pullback to here is a right time to buy if you're into this stock. But I'm looking at the weekly chart. I see it's gradually, moving higher, but it's a little bit overextended. I think you just want to wait, make sure you can get the right entry. Don't just buy this thing. You got to pay attention to levels. So if you're buying this dip, great. Just don't hold it for too long, because if the stock doesn't start performing in another day or two, just take the money, put it someplace else. Okay, that's it for today. A couple things. First of all, get over to Real Money Pro and subscribe, okay? There's a lot of great writers over there. I publish articles 4 days a week with 5 charts a day. That's going to give you some good trades. Also, I want you to check out my chart of the day. It's a free service over at stockmarketmentor.com. I send you 1 charting video a day with a good trade. But also, one other thing. Look, if you haven't taken advantage of my free 30-day trial, Get over there right now and do that. Again, it's free. Like, in other words, there's really nothing to lose. When are you going to find that this day and age? So get over to stockmarketmentor.com, take that free 30-day trial, and my bet is you're going to stick around. I'm Dan Fitzpatrick, and I'll be right back here tomorrow.